What if, just for one day, you could swap places with any object in the world? Not control it, not possess it, but become it. Fully, completely. You wouldn't just sit there like a stone, you'd perceive the world as that object. Sense as it senses. Feel as it feels. Exist in its unique, silent perspective. Imagine waking up not in your bed, but inside a street lamp on a rainy avenue. You don't have eyes, but you see through pulses of heat, flickers of light, vibrations in the air. Cars pass beneath you like distant wails. The drizzle kisses your metal frame, cooling you in waves. People walk by, never once looking up at you, never suspecting that somewhere in that long glowing spine of steel you are watching. You are thinking. You are being. For 24 hours, your consciousness is fused with this simple, often ignored beacon, and for the first time, you understand the strange loneliness of always watching, never touching, always illuminating, never sleeping. Now stretch that idea. What if this power wasn't limited to inanimate objects, but anything non-living? A worn-out book in a forgotten library. A cracked teacup on your grandmother's shelf. A Mars rover silently crawling across a frozen red horizon. Each object holds not just its own story, but an entirely alien point of view. Imagine being a violin not playing music, but feeling it, your strings vibrating with emotion you don't have a name for, soaking up the sorrow of a lonely musician in a quiet apartment. Or a basketball, passed from sweaty hands to concrete courts, experiencing excitement, pressure, flight, impact, all without eyes or voice. Only the rhythm of movement and touch. You'd learn that every object lives in a way through wear, warmth, motion, and memory. And suddenly, the world feels more alive than you ever noticed before. But it's not all poetic. What if you chose poorly? What if, out of curiosity or arrogance, you became a piece of trash blowing through a city sewer? Or a graveyard headstone forgotten beneath years of moss and wind? Time stretches when you're immobile. You'd feel the weight of waiting, the silence of irrelevance. Or maybe, in a fit of existential thrill, you become a bullet fired midair. In that instant, you feel heat, speed, raw force, but also helplessness, dread. You can't change your path. You just go until you hit. And then, you wait. Buried in wood or flesh or ground. Conscious. Trapped. Powerless. Suddenly, the idea of objects having awareness becomes a little terrifying. Because what if they always did, and you just never listened? Now imagine this ability becomes global. People start choosing objects based on fame or fantasy. Some become the crown jewels, experiencing centuries of royalty from velvet cushions. Others inhabit priceless paintings, watching the world shift over time from gilded salons to guarded vaults. A few brave souls swap into ancient ruins, into fossils, even meteorites. They don't return quite the same. They speak slowly, eyes distant, as if their minds are still echoing with cosmic silence. There's a surge in what philosophers call object empathy, a deep, unsettling awareness that nothing is truly meaningless. That the floor beneath your feet, the phone in your hand, the clothes on your back, they all observe in their own passive, patient way. They bear witness. With time, a cultural shift happens. Children are taught not just to imagine walking in someone else's shoes, but being the shoes. Entire religions sprout around the idea that the divine hides in ordinary things, watching, remembering, waiting. Museums change too. Artifacts are no longer just seen, they are visited, lived in, and people return changed. A man who became a tree root beneath an ancient battlefield writes a book without words, only sensations. A woman who chose to be a lighthouse bulb during a violent storm now refuses to speak at all, saying only, "You wouldn't understand the scream of the wind." But here's the deepest twist. What if the objects remember you? What if, every time someone swaps into them, they leave a fragment behind, a memory, an emotion, a whisper of human thought? Over centuries, the objects become crowded with echoes of people. A cracked coffee mug might one day hum with hundreds of lives. A mountain-top cairn might be filled with songs and sorrows from every climber who once traded places. And one day, when no humans remain to swap or speak, the objects will tell our story. A chair will remember being sat in by dreamers. A bridge will recall the heartbeat of every traveler. A single ancient door will hold the memory of every hand that ever hesitated before opening it. And maybe, just maybe, they'll speak it all back to whoever dares listen.